All right, time for a question here. Let me see if I can. On your screen, you should see this image. And on this image is every hurricane, typhoon, and cyclone. And by the way, all those three are the same thing. There's different names. We call them hurricanes in the Atlantic. They're called cyclones down here in Australia. They're called typhoons in the Pacific. Same thing. Here's the path of every one of them since 1950. And the question I'm posing to you is this. What parts of this image do not make sense to you? And what you do is, when I ask an image question like this, is you put a dot on the map with your cursor, your mouse. Click it. And then you should have the opportunity to answer why you chose that spot. It doesn't surprise me that we're getting answers all over the map. There are lots of places here that are confusing, lots of questions to be asked. So let's look. First of all, I can't help but notice somebody's clicked in the middle of the continent. Why do the hurricanes not go towards South America? Well, that's actually an excellent question. There are lots of hurricanes here in the North Atlantic. There's actually one in the South Atlantic. What's that about? And what you're going to learn as we go through through more lectures on this topic is that the dynamics of the South Atlantic are wholly different than the North Atlantic in that the conditions it takes to form a hurricane require that you have this perturbation that happens. And the perturbation in the North Atlantic happens because of Africa. Africa sends off these, we call them perturbations. You'll learn that they're called easterly waves. Waves of wind coming off the coast of Africa, often associated with windstorms in Africa and sandstorms in Africa. And these sandstorms and wind come off the coast of Africa, and they form a perturbation out here which helps become sort of the seed for hurricane formation. We don't, in the south, and it helps that there's a desert in the north, in North Africa. There's deserts, yes, down here in Namibia, but for the most part, the central part of Africa is more a wet environment. We'll come back to this. It's an excellent question.